Hoyles to call them home.
I think we're all set. 1,200 metres on dirt for the Group 2 Riyadh dirt sprint, and they're off. An awkward beginning form igniter as Straight No Chaser bounds really well right out in the centre, taken on however by Jasper Krone, who will be the hare. Jasper Krone leads Straight No Chaser in second place early on, and Sastral Land settles in third place. On the inside of Nonsense, also in that line at this stage, is Gabby's sister. Wider out, showing speed, is Muqtahem, and then behind these we have Power of Beauty. At this stage, Remake is well back in the field in company with Saudade and also Chikapa. On the inside, now in the lead, Straight No Chaser leads Jasper Krone by half a length past halfway. Muqtahem is in third. In fourth place on the outside, white and blue of Power of Beauty, trying to make some ground from the back. The light blue and red of Remake, but it's well back as Straight No Chaser leads them into the straight. Straight No Chaser has the lead. Muqtahem a mighty race in second. Jasper Krone from the back trying to stay on his Gabby's sister, but the Japanese runners have a lot of work to do. It's Straight No Chaser who has the lead. Muqtahem running this big race in second, and still there's distance back to Gabby's sister, who is in third place. Late on the scene for a place is Remake, but Straight No Chaser, the Breeders' Cup winner, will win the Riyadh dirt sprint for my racehorse Dan Blacker, and comes home in front for John Velasquez. In second place, Muqtahem held off Gabby's sister. Another big run from Hala and Sestral Land, as once again a few of the Japanese horses were disappointing. Remake never got to them this afternoon. All the way back to Nonsense. Straight No Chaser kept it simple, pressed early by Jasper Krone.
Straight No Chaser, 100% proof here in Saudi. A dominant American dirt speed performance, and if you liked him beforehand, you liked him at every step of the journey, because he went toe-to-toe with a really quick Japanese raider, Jasper Krone. He saw him off in summary fashion, and all the way up the lane, Rachel Candelora, this was a procession.
Oh, he just kept pouring it on. I mean, that was the plan, go forward. Connections thought that they were the fastest horse early doors in the race, and he broke really well. And even though Jasper Krone sort of came around the outside and put a little bit of pressure on him, once they turned into the stretch, Jasper Krone just waved the white flag, and Johnny V just set Straight No Chaser down for an international success.
Tom Collins is like a greyhound in the slips here, ready to roll. Tom, a self-explanatory performance from the winner, but a terrific effort in second from Muqtahem. Did you see that coming?
I didn't. He's been running great all year, that has to be said, for Amr Al-Dahani and Sheikh Abdullah Amalek Al-Sabah. So it's no surprise that he's managed to hold that form. I didn't realise he was good enough to beat the likes of Gabby's sister.
She ran well, didn't she?
She did run well, but she was never closing enough to catch the eventual winner. I do just want to say about Straight No Chaser, I spoke to Dan Blacker over lunch, and I said, there's cheap speed inside, isn't there? You're going to sit just off the pace. Dan went, no, we're the speediest of the speed.
Away.
We're going to go forward, and just look what has happened there. Straight No Chaser's basically made most of the running, kick clear, never really in danger.
I'm right in thinking, Rachel, he had to work pretty hard to win his Breeders' Cup sprint, didn't he? Is this horse potentially improved again since then, you think?
Potentially, yes, because most sprinters do, particularly with not as much mileage under the belt. He doesn't have that much racing because he missed a year. But some of his best performances prior to the Breeders' Cup in a visual numbers aspect is when he's allowed to freewheel in front. That's where his proper powerhouse is. He's got massive gate speed. He can open up a lead and just carry it on. He grounded out, I think, hating every single second of the Breeders' Cup, but he was still classy enough to do it.
When you see a really superbly fast, muscular, aggressive racehorse, and you see a jockey like Velasquez crouched, absolutely crouched in tight to his neck, fused together, body and soul, there is something spellbinding about that combination. And here we go. Johnny V can tell us exactly how impressive Straight No Chaser was.
And this is some horse, Johnny Velasquez. That was so impressive. How did it feel?
It felt great. I'll tell you what, right from the get-go. The other horse in the outside wanted to go. I tried to ease up for him a little bit. And as soon as I put the bridle in his mouth, he got aggressive. So I had to let him do his thing, though, you know. So that's the way he wants to do things.
108 in America when he won, 111 here today. It is obviously a slower surface, but he's handled it in his stride.
It's a different track, a little slower than America, but he still handled very well.
Just a word on the job that Dan's done on this horse. He's been brilliant with him. He's trained him to perfection. How impressed are you by the job Dan and his team have done?
I mean, Dan has done a great job with him. Let me tell you, it's like for him to keep him coming back and running these kind of races like this, he's done a great good job with him. Handled everything really good here. So very proud of him.
Might be off to Dubai soon with him on the back of that.
That's our plan right now. Hopefully, comes back out of the race good and we go to Dubai.
And there's no doubt lots of his owners tuned into this, cheering him on wherever they are. What's your message to them?
Congratulations and thank you for giving me the opportunity to stay on this horse and believe it or me.
It was a peach, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Charmer, John Velasquez, as always, with plenty to be charming about. It was 2 years ago, I think it was, when Elite Power came from America and won this race in the Jubbmont Silks. He rolled on to Dubai, am I right? I think he went on to Dubai. Double check that in a minute. Replay coming up. Rachel, if you like the winner beforehand, as I said before, there were never too many anxious moments here, were there?
No, Johnny V got it absolutely right, and Dan Blacker got it right. He's the fastest horse. He gets in there, he's comfortable. Jasper Krona, you can just see the stride difference. Jasper is all out to try and go and get that lead, whereas Straight No Chaser's just like, yep, cool, where this is a morning gallop, we're not actually breezing. Ancestral Land a lot closer than I thought he was going to be. The Japanese horses, as is their wont, a little bit further behind. Gabby's sister is a lot closer than, again, where she should be, suggesting that they didn't go massively hard early, but you can just see Johnny V at Straight No Chaser in absolute command.
Or loose rein.
No, he'll just kick off the turn, just wait, kick off the turn. You see the green and white silks of the eventual runner-up, Muxahem, just going, oh, he's running a huge race. Is he actually going to close down the outside? But then Johnny actually threw a loop on Straight No Chaser, and it was like, oh, no worries. But in these particular colors that came to the foreground back in 2020 with Bob Baffert trained horse in the shape of Authentic, who won the Kentucky Derby and the Breeders' Cup Classic, that these owners are no strangers to massive success. But now on an international level, yes, they won the Stewards' Cup with George Baker this past year, but this, I think, respectfully, is a much bigger deal.
Absolutely. So we're going to get shots of the winning family connections, Dan Blacker and Mrs. Dan Blacker, Christina, a former colleague of mine at TVG. They are absolutely immersed in California racing. And also we should mention, on a very, very serious note, the fires in LA. Horrific fires in LA not too long ago. I know Dan and Christina live very close to the affected areas, but the happy connections are ready to chat. Dan Blacker and team, you have done it. First time abroad for Straight No Chaser, and he was absolutely dynamite in the dirt sprint.
Yeah, Joe Moran, I heard you talking about, and I only know you as Steve. What's your last name?
Carpenter.
Steve Carpenter, well done. Look, this is massive for you. Joe, first of all, never in doubt, really?
Yeah, it was kind of watching the race. Johnny always seemed confident. We kind of thought we would get some pressure to our outside, and when we got down to the rail, I was a little concerned about that from yesterday's races. It seemed like being on the, a little out on the track was better, but he just always seemed to be confident and turning for home. It was kind of game over after that.
We saw the Breeders' Cup melee with Nick and everyone. That was a bit different. Loads of connections here. Here we have Steve. Here you are, bud. So you won the lottery, the My Racehorse lottery, to get here out of 900.
That's right.
We're gonna walk together. Just follow us this way. Go on. So tell me about that.
It's just a dream come true for me.
What's the week been like?
It's been incredible. Dan, Joe, Juan, Chaser. It's been awesome.
What made you get involved? Are you just massive horse racing?
I just love horses. Yeah, I love the game.
Just tell me about what the experience has been like with this horse, with all the people that are involved with the horse, and then on to Breeders' Cup success, on to here, Dubai next.
Yeah, it's a dream come true for a lot of people. 946 owners involved in this horse. And just to have a horse of this caliber that takes us to the big stages, you just really can't ask for anything else. Every time this horse shows up and gives his A effort, and he did it again today, and hopefully we'll see it again in 6 weeks.
And it seems, Dan seems to have handled the horse perfectly, and I know it was very much one step at a time, but he's doing everything right.
Dan is the man. He's the man. He's so good. Dan loves the horses. He takes care of the horses. They're in the best hands. There's nobody better than Dan.
I'm glad you're loving it so much, and look, long may the dream continue. On to Dubai next. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Well, this has been the year plan for Straight No Chaser. 4 races. The Riyadh Dirt Sprint, the Grade 1 Golden Shaheen at Meydan in Dubai, 6-month break, the Santa Anita Sprint Championship is his prep, and then the Breeders' Cup to keep his crown in Del Mar. And with winning this race, first time this year, he has won a win and you're in, so he does not need to qualify. He is in, with all expenses paid, to the Del Mar 2025 Breeders' Cup Dirt Sprint.
Lovely shots coming up of the celebratory couple, Dan Blacker and his better half, Christina. The best of America, the best of British, and the best of British luck trying to beat him in big races. Tom Collins, your home is Europe, but you're based in Saudi as well. What did you make of that performance?
I thought it was fantastic, and you said the best of America there.